Good evening, students. So we are going to start a new chapter for class 11th, and the name of the chapter is Mathematical Tools. So you might be little confused that either sir is going to teach us physics or maths. So I am going to teach you physics only, but this is the name of the chapter, Mathematical Tools, and this is the very first chapter in your syllabus. This has been included in your syllabus so that you will become familiar with mathematical operators and few mathematical formulas so that you can apply it later in your further studies of physics. When you study physics, you have concepts and you have to apply your maths, okay, or mathematical operators. That is why it is included in your physics syllabus, mathematical tools. And in the mathematical tools, the very first thing or the very first topic which we are going to cover is differentiation. This is the name. Class 11th and 12th maths students will become very familiar. Okay, in mathematics, in fact, class 12th, there is only two things: differentiation and integration, and that covers out 65% of the syllabus. But here, those who are going to opt bio, I will teach you differentiation and integration so that you can apply. Up to that, I will tell you that you can apply that in your physics syllabus. So don't worry about that. So let us begin. Differentiation. Suppose y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. In maths you have studied this. What is the meaning of this? इसका meaning ये है कि अगर y x का function है, so the value of x is depending on the value of y. So that y can be any value, and that value will have only one variable, that will be x. That is the guarantee. So ये value जो है x square plus x भी हो सकती है, sin x भी हो सकती है, cos x भी हो सकती है. Any value this can have, but this will be a function of x only. Okay? तो y की value पूरी तरीके से depend कर रही है x की value में. If you will change the value of x, obviously there will be a change in the value of y. So let us consider change in value of x. Change in value of x. B del x. What is this del? Actually del is delta. Okay, we pronounce it delta. लेकिन शॉर्ट में हम इसको del लिखते हैं. और ये हमेशा चेंज के लिए डिनोट किया जाता है. जहां पर भी चेंज होगा किसी वैल्यू में, वहां पे हम del से उस चेंज को शो करेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई हैव अ वायर ऑफ लेंथ l. एंड आई स्ट्रेच्ड इट. मैंने इसको खींचा और इसको खींचने की वजह से इसकी लेंथ जो है वो बढ़ गई. ओके, एंड से द लेंथ बिकम, ओके, इतना तो l ही है. ओके, एंड व्हाट इज द चेंज इन लेंथ? इतना जो स्ट्रेच हुआ है, दैट विल बी नोन एज del. सो टोटल लेंथ विल बी नाउ l plus del. So whenever there is a change, we denote that change by del only. Okay, so let us consider the change in the value of x be del x. We can increase the value of x or we can decrease the value of x. Now, if you will change the value of x, will the value of y affected by this? Yes, of course, yes. The value of y will also be affected by this. And let us consider change in value of y be del y. Okay. So, what is the rate of change? Rate of change is equal to del y upon del x. अब ये रेट कैसे निकालना? तो इस रेट को समझते हैं. देखिए, del x चेंज के लिए what is the change in the value of y? Del y. So for unit change, what is the change? Del y upon del x, and this is known as rate of change of y. We can say rate of change of y with respect to x. WRTX means with respect to x. Now when this rate of change will be taken when del x is tending to 0. इसको समझिएगा. Rate of change is del y upon del x. Okay. Now if del x is tending to 0, ऐसे लिखते हैं. Okay. It is not actually equal to 0. Del x is not 0, but it is going towards 0, shifting towards 0. So what will be there? जैसे जैसे ये change कम होता चला जाएगा del x का, वैसे वैसे y भी अपनी ओरिजिनल वैल्यू में आते रहेगा. Okay, So this rate of change when del x is tending towards 0 is known as differential coefficient, and this is denoted by dy upon dx. So rate of change when del x is tending towards 0 is known as differential coefficient. Differential coefficient. So differential coefficient is always written in this way. This is how I have written dy upon dx is known as the differential coefficient. So this was the physical meaning of differentiation. I hope you understood this. And now we are going to write few identities, few formulas, so that you can apply the differentiation on your day-to-day life. So I am going to erase this all. I hope you understood this. Now students, there are few formula related to differentiation, and these formulas you actually have to learn it. यहाँ पर आपको फिजिक्स में इन फॉर्मूलाज का प्रूफ नहीं है. So proof you will study in your further studies in maths, and bio students don't need to have to prove it. Okay, you have to learn the formula. So few identities, few formulas I am going to write, and you should learn it. So d upon dx, this is differentiation sign. Suppose we have a function in the form of log. Okay, log is a function. So you will get 1 upon x. Log x का differentiation 1 upon x, you have to learn it. Okay, suppose we are differentiating e power x. E की power x is known as exponential function. So you will get e power x only. Now suppose you are going to differentiate a function which is given in the form of product of two functions. Okay, m into n, you can write u into v. Okay, so let us consider u into v. अगर हमें दो फंक्शंस के प्रोडक्ट की फॉर्म में अगर हमें दे रखा है, डिफरेंशिएट हमें करना है, एंड दिस इज आल्सो नोन एज प्रोडक्ट रूल. पहले आप इनको बिल्कुल लर्न करते चले जाइए, रटते चले जाइए, वी कैन से, एंड लेटर ऑन आई विल यूज इट, अप्लाई इट, एप्लीकेशन देखेंगे इसकी. So d upon dx, u into v is equal to, firstly we will write u, then differentiation of v, then we will write v and differentiation of first. First को लिखा second का differentiation plus second लिखा first का differentiation. Now fourth one, suppose differentiation is given in the form of quotient, division की form में दे रहा है, तो functions है जो divide की form में है, then we will write the first one and we will do the differentiation of numerator minus, then we will write numerator and we will do the differentiation of denominator and divided by denominator square. So this is the identity you have to learn. And next one, suppose we have to do the differentiation of a function which is given in the form of x power n. तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है, इसको बिल्कुल लर्न कर लीजिएगा. ऑल फॉर्मूलाज यू हैव टू लर्न. Strictly I am saying this. Okay, so d upon dx x power n is equal to n x power n minus 1. Now I can show you the example for this identity. D upon dx x power n is equal to n x power n minus 1. For example, suppose हमें दिया जाए find differentiation of say x power 5 with respect to x. So what we will do? So we have to actually calculate differentiation sign as d upon dx x power 5. So we know one identity, d upon dx x power n is actually equal to n x power n minus 1. So d upon dx x power 5 will be equal to 5 x power 5 minus 1. So 5 x power 4. So this is going to be the differentiation for x power 5. तो ऐसे ही अगर हमें किसी भी जनरलाइज पावर की फॉर्म में दे रखा है, we can apply this identity and we can solve it. But firstly you have to learn it. So you should learn all these identities. Even I will provide you one PDF file. There you can, from there you can note it down. Now we are going to solve further and we have to learn further formulas. So I am going to continue this lecture. And this you have to write. I will provide you the file. Or you can take the screenshot. I have erased it, you can take the screenshot and you can Note it down somewhere in your rough notebook. Now students, after this we are coming to the trigonometric functions and we will try to differentiate this. So suppose we are differentiating sin x, d upon dx sin x. The differentiation of sin is always equal to cos. So d upon dx sin x is cos x. Suppose we are differentiating cos x. We are going to get sin x but minus sin x. This you have to learn. Now next one, d upon dx tan x. So the value of this is sec square x. So might be you are thinking sir सब कुछ लर्न ही करना है, कोई भी डेरिवेशन या कोई भी जो हम आइडेंटिटीज लर्न कर रहे हैं उसको सॉल्व ही करना है और can't be solve this. So I am going to prove this that y d upon dx tan x is sec square x. So d upon dx tan x, can we write tan x as sin x upon cos x? Obviously we can write, आपने trigonometry में पढ़ा होगा class 10th में. So d upon dx, tan is the ratio of sin and cos. So d upon dx, right now I have told you one identity. अगर हमें numerator upon denominator की फॉर्म में हो तो हम denominator लिखते हैं, numerator का differentiation minus numerator, denominator का differentiation divided by denominator square. So same identity we are going to apply here. So first thing what we have to do, we should write the denominator, differentiation of numerator minus numerator, differentiation of denominator divided by denominator square. So cos x square, cos square x. Now see, what will be the differentiation of cos x? Cos x, sin x, sorry. Sin x differentiation will be cos x minus sin x. Okay. And then cos differentiation minus sin x. We should learn it. So minus sin x into minus sin x divided by cos square x. Now cos into cos square x. Then minus sin into minus sin. That will be plus sin square x divided by cos square x. Now sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. 1 upon cos square x. 1 upon cos square x is how much? Sec square x. So this is what we needed to prove. तो यहाँ पर हमने आइडेंटिटी को यूज किया और हमने इसको प्रूव किया. So same concept based questions are there which we will solve further. Now you should learn these identities. Okay. Now we will go further and we will discuss about more identities. Now students, the next one, sin, cos, tan we have done. Sin, cos, tan, then cot. So cot we are going to solve, and you can solve by yourself. If I could be there in the class, I could give this as a task to solve. But right now I am going to solve it. So cot को हम कैसे solve करेंगे? Again cot we can write in the form of cos x upon sin x. Okay. Now what we will do? पहले हम sin को लिखेंगे. Cos का differentiation. Same identity I am applying. Okay. You can understand this now. So denominator, numerator का differentiation minus numerator, denominator differentiation divided by denominator square. Now, what will be this? Sin x. D upon dx cos x is minus sin x minus cos x. What is the differentiation of sin? Sin differentiation is cos only divided by sin square x. So sin into minus sin, that will be minus sin square x minus cos into cos minus cos square x divided by sin square x. Now between these two what is common? Minus is common, तो minus को जब हम common ले लेंगे sin square x plus cos square x divided by sin square x. So what you will get? That will be minus 1 divided by sin square x. 1 upon sin square x cosec square x. So now you can understand d upon dx cot x इज एक्चुअली इक्वल टू माइनस कॉसेक स्क्वायर एक्स। और ये सभी आइडेंटिटीज आपको एज इट इज लर्न होनी चाहिए। I ask you d upon dx cot x, you are able to tell minus cosec square x and so on. Now we will solve further trigonometric functions. Cot tak ho gaya, sin, cos, tan, cot. Now we should solve sec. Sec and cosec are remaining. Yes. So we are going to solve this. तो देखिए sec को कैसे solve करेंगे? What is the differentiation of sec? What we can write? देखिए sec का हमारे पास डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला तो है. So what we can write sec x? Sec x we can write as 1 upon cos x. Sec को हम लिख सकते हैं 1 upon cos x. Okay. So what we will do? Cos x को लिखेंगे न्यूमरेटर का डिफरेंशिएशन, माइनस न्यूमरेटर को लिखेंगे डिनोमिनेटर का डिफरेंशिएशन, डिवाइडेड बाय डिनोमिनेटर स्क्वायर. So this will be cos x d upon dx 1. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स देखिए किसी भी कांस्टेंट का डिफरेंशिएशन 1 इज अ कांस्टेंट इज ऑलवेज 0. किसी भी कांस्टेंट का डिफरेंशिएशन हमेशा 0 होता है. सो व्हाई द डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ अ कांस्टेंट इज 0? मैंने आपको क्या बताया, del y upon del x when the del x is tending to 0 is actually the differentiation. अब देखिए x की वैल्यू में आने वाले चेंज की वजह से डिफरेंशिएशन निकलता है. क्या cos की वैल्यू कभी चेंज हो सकती है? Can we change the value of a constant? Constant की वैल्यू कभी चेंज होगी? No. So there is no change in the value of a constant. That is why del x is equal to 0. So that the differentiation of any constant is always 0. Minus 1 and 2. What is the differentiation of cos? The differentiation of cos is minus n divided by cos square x. Now minus into minus plus sin x divided by cos square x. अब इसको सॉल्व कीजिए. sin upon cos 10, 1 upon cos sec. So tan x into sec x is the differentiation of sec x. I hope you understood this. Now d upon dx, the last one, sin cos tan cot sec, we have solved cosec x. So cosec x can be written as 1 upon sin x. Of course we can write. So sin and d upon dx 1 minus 1 d upon dx sin x divided by sin square x. Now what will be there? Constant का differentiation again. 1 is a constant. 0 0 minus d upon dx sin x cos x divided by sin square x. Now 0 में से cos x minus करेंगे. We will get minus cos x divided by sin square x. अब इस रेशियो को थोड़ा सिंप्लीफाई कीजिए. You will get cos upon sin is actually cot, okay, and 1 upon sin is cosec. But don't forget there is negative sign also. So this is the differentiation. So someone asked us what is the difference d upon dx cosec x. तो हमें बिल्कुल लर्न होना चाहिए minus cot x into cosec x. What is the differentiation of sec x? We have solved it already. Sec x into tan x or tan x into sec x. So students, in today's video we have discussed all about differentiation and few formulas. So इनको अच्छे से learn कीजिए, इनकी practice कीजिए, and in the next lecture we will go further and we will discuss other topics. So thank you, God bless.